Hi everyone, it's James here from Pro Tools Expert and welcome back to another gear review. This time I have the new Discrete 8 audio interface from Antelope Audio. Now, I think I've probably said a few times, how many more times can Antelope throw us another interface with a slight variation on a theme of I/O, connectivity, and all those sort of things. And we heard about the Discrete 8 a couple of 3 weeks ago, and I really thought, what, another variation on a theme? But they've really changed it up this time. Now, that's not to say we don't still have a plethora of audio connectivity over analog inputs and digital inputs and all the normal goodies. But they have focused specifically on one area of the interface, and that is the mic pre's. The Discrete 8, as you expect, with a name like Discrete 8, has 8 discrete mic pre's. Now, what makes these mic pre's different from the usual Antelope Audio interface mic pre's, which, let's face it, are pretty damn fine in their own right? The Discrete 8 features discrete, component-based mic pre's, the sort of thing you would find in a high-quality analog mixing console. Now, we've been trying these out today, and I will be totally honest and say they sound fantastic. And for all of you out there who say, but everything you try sounds fantastic, you should try these things. They do sound different. They've got a clarity, they've got a top end, they've got a depth that the usual Antelope pre's, although they are very good, these are better. And there's only 8 of them. I'm hoping they'll do a Discrete 16 very soon, because I found myself running out of those 8 very, very quickly on a drum kit. So we'll have a look around the front, we'll have a look around the back, and we'll run you through some of the stuff we've been recording and what we've been doing and how we've been recording it. So let's get up close and personal on the Antelope Discrete 8. So here we are up close and personal on the Discrete 8, and as you can imagine, the 8 in the Discrete 8 means 8 mic preamps. 2 are accessible from the front panel and the other 6 around the back. Now, it's really, really useful to know that all 8 mic pre's are both microphone, line, and high impedance instrument inputs, meaning that each of the 8 inputs can be a guitar and use those lovely FPGA effects. We then have the gain pots for the 8 mic pre's, and the gains can also be controlled from the on-screen software. We then have the standard fare of Antelope screen, which is very, very usable. The 3 assignable buttons, our main volume pot, talkback mic, and volume and outputs for the 2 completely configurable headphone preamps. One of my favourite front panel features does mean you're going to want to keep the Discrete 8 within easy arm's reach of your working position, but I love the talkback. They've made it a bit cooler with the nice red button now. The mic is still just above the button, but I love the fact that the screen indicates exactly what's going on, and if I want to, I can change the talkback level. So around the back, it's pretty much usual fare. We have the screw-on connected power supply input. We have word clock in and out, very, very useful. 2 lots of that. We then have SP-Diff, a foot switch control, 2 pairs of ADAT optical, giving us 16 ADAT optical I/O. Connections for Thunderbolt and USB, we like that. 8 analog outputs over D-sub. Our stereo mastering grade monitor outputs, reamp outputs, and our remaining 6 microphone preamp inputs. Again, over XLR combi jack line instrument inputs. So before we dive into the track, there's always a track. It's the law. My summation of the Discrete 8. The mic pre's are beautiful. I am not versed in the technology or the circuit design of mic pre's, be they discrete ones, as in those what come from a console, or the chip-based ones that a great many, including Antelope manufacturers, put into their audio interfaces. I do know that these sound better. The drums you are going to hear, other than a little bit of reverb, have no processing whatsoever. The kick drum just jumps out and bites you. Now, we haven't used on the drums anyway, any of the built-in FPGA effects. We use those on the bass. Now, here's my first gripe. Antelope, can we have some bass amps, please? It's all very well using Fender blackface style guitar amps for bass, but can we have some bass amps, please? This thing has a very different feel to it. The pots have got a really lovely touch to them. Everything feels, I won't even say a step up from the Goliath, or in my case, the Orion 32 HD. It's just got a really lovely quality feel to it, as all the Antelope gear has, but this has got a very different feel. It's kind of difficult to explain without actually reaching out and touching the knobs, but it does feel quite lovely. It's very easy to use. Straight out of the box, it just worked. The software is very easy to install if you follow the instructions. Personally, I miss the matrix routing option. Now, I know it's complicated, but I really like that for being able to route everything to everywhere else in triplicate at any point in time during a session. The new system makes routing effects a great deal easier. It just works a lot quicker. But I do like the more complicated matrix system, which we've got with the Orions and the Zen Studio, things like that. Other than that, it's a brilliant box. It really is. And for the price, it's incredible. I won't say the price on the video. We'll put it in the notes below on the Pro Tools Expert page for those of you who whinge on YouTube that I don't add all the details into the YouTube listing. This will be on the Pro Tools Expert page, not the YouTube one. So to the track, you're going to hear full drum kit, 8 mics of drums. I think we put about 3 or 4 electric guitar parts using the FPGA effects guitar simulations. Bass. The acoustic guitar sounded particularly splendid, being recorded by a Hammer Audio HA872. It's a U87 kind of clone thing. Absolutely incredible. Probably my favourite acoustic guitar sound I've recorded in ages. And it just works. It's really simple. Check it out for yourself. So I hope you enjoyed that. My name's James Ivey, and I'll see you again very soon for some more Gear Talk.